Assalamu alaikum students. Today after reading the scalar product of two vectors, now we have to go through the cross oblique, which is also called as the vector product of two vectors. The main difference between vector product and scalar product is that scalar product is a scalar, the resulting quantity is a scalar, but here we are using the word cross or vector product, the resulting quantity is a vector. What actually is vector or cross product? If we are having two vectors, let this be vector A and this be vector B, and this is angle C theta, small angle between them. Then the cross product of two vectors. Now we can put here this is vector A and vector B. If we have to put it right down, A cross B, just written as A cross B, cross product A cross of B. This cross product of two vectors is defined as the product of magnitude. Again the magnitude, as in case of the scalar, so magnitude of A as it was in the scalar product into magnitude of B, and then we have to use sine. Instead of cos, we have to use the sine of small angle between them. If we are going to use only this much, then this is not a vector quantity, this is simply a scalar quantity. How is it defined? It is defined as the product, the cross product of two vectors is defined as a single vector whose magnitude is equal to the magnitude of the is equal to the product of magnitude of two vectors multiplied by sine of angle between them. If theta is the angle between them, then sine of theta between them. And as this is a resulting quantity, so on this very side I don't have represent any vector sign. This is a scalar thing. Magnitude of A, that is a scalar thing. Magnitude of B, that is a scalar thing. So I have to use here a vector, and that very vector I will use a unit vector. Now this very whole quantity becomes as a vector quantity. Why I will use the unit vector? I will use unit vector because unit vector is having magnitude unity, but it gives us the direction. So A cross B is defined as the scalar or the cross or vector product of two vectors is defined as the product of the magnitude of the two vectors and sine of theta between them. And the direction of the vector is given by, now if we have to as we are having two vectors, if now we have to find A cross B, what is the direction? Magnitude we will get, but what is the direction of this very unit vector? So what we have to do, we have to place our right hand thumb, or we have to place a screw here at this very point, and then we have to rotate it out. If we are going to place a screw here, yeah, I will show by right hand thumb rule. We have to curve, we have to place it right hand here and then curl our fingers, then the thumb points in the outward direction. If A cross B, then it is a unit vector which I will show, which will be here, which is a vector perpendicular to both vectors. This is unit vector N. A cross B is equal to the product of magnitude of two vectors and sine of theta between them, as it is a vector quantity, so the direction of this vector is perpendicular to both vectors. This is A cross B. You can say this is A cross B. This gives us a direction. If we are having somehow by B cross A, then we have to curl from B to A. If you will take B cross A, then it will be the vector like this. This is the B cross A. This is B cross of A. Or you will simply say here we are having a unit vector, but it will be now minus A, as where this unit vector gives us a direction. This unit vector gives us a direction which is having the same as A cross B. So A cross B is a single vector. Let that vector be C vector, whose magnitude is equal to the product of magnitude of the two vectors and sine of angle between them. And this unit vector N is always perpendicular to vector A as well as B. So is the resulting vector C. So where unit vector is the vector which gives us the direction of vector C. As I am saying, in case of the cross product, the resulting vector is perpendicular By definition, it is perpendicular to the plane containing two vectors. As this and this, they are in this very plane, so the resulting vector is perpendicular to them. A cross B. A cross B is like this, upward vector. B cross A is like this, downward vector, downwards. So simply I am saying cross product or vector product is defined as the product of the magnitude of two vectors and sine of small angle between them. The direction of the given vector is given by the cross product is perpendicular. The direction of the vector, the direction of resulting vector is perpendicular to both the vectors A and B which are in the plane. Here you have to understand that as A cross B is the vector which is above the plane, outward the plane, but perpendicular to both the vectors. And B cross A, the negative sign here only means it's also perpendicular to both B and A, but it is inverse. It is also perpendicular to you, but it is inverse. You can use there are one another rule, right hand screw rule. You can use by that. You have to use a screw here and then rotate it in this very direction from A to B. You have to see the screw is going to come outward. If you will go take it here, and then if you are going to rotate it like this, if in you are going to rotate it in this very direction, that is anti-clockwise direction from A to B. A to B. Once you have to once you have to find A cross B, then you have to go from A to B. A to B. You are going to place a screw here with the help of screwdriver. Once you are going to use a screwdriver, the screw will come out. So it's perpendicular to plane but outward. Once you are going to go from B to A, again use a screw but in this very direction, clockwise. You are going to find the screw is going to go inward. That is shown by this. So negative sign here only shows that it is having opposite direction that of A cross B. Or if you have to find out here unit vector n, this unit vector n can be found out. That unit vector n equals to, it is vector A cross of vector B divided by magnitude of A and magnitude of B sine of theta. This is how we're going to find the unit vector. Magnitude of A either like this or this, magnitude of B either like this or this. You can put it anywhere. So this was the knowledge regarding the what vector or cross product. Now in the second lecture we will deal with the properties of vector product.